All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a special installment of the Jawbreaker MMA show. It's a little different today. Um, Brought to you by the Sportsmark analyst, of course, as always. My name is Adam. The other two gentlemen on the screen are Steven. How you doing?
What's going on?
And Paul, how's it going, man?
How you doing, fellas?
Right. And yeah, it's our turn here to do and of course Roman, he wishes he could be here, but unfortunately he's he's a little busy with work at the moment, so got a couple of replacements for him. So um, um, we're gonna go ahead and do our quadrant of the bracket for the Jawbreaker piece for May Movie Madness. Going down list, seeing how the movies match up with each other, what we think, who's going to come out of the first round, who's could potentially have an upset, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So, just to read off here, we've got first up, strong number one seed, I think, in Sandlot, going up against a movie I just watched today, actually, because I wanted to check it out for a while, and I found it, Bagger Vance, The Legend of Bagger Vance. All right, so Steve, any opinions on the first part of
So the Sandlot, obviously. I mean, Sandlot's a classic. You're killing me, Smalls. I mean, That's probably one of the greatest lines, and a Baby Ruth as well with the ball. So I mean, Sandlot is a classic. The other movie, I actually haven't seen it, but it wouldn't matter if I did, because the Sandlot is an all-time classic.
Okay. Paul, what do you think?
I haven't seen Bagger Vance, but definitely Sandlot is a classic. So many quotes. I mean, you have a lot that comes off of that movie. I mean, I think it's had like 2 sequels off of that alone as it is. They weren't the first, but I mean, you have a 25-year anniversary. I mean, the cast is unforgettable. So yeah, without a doubt, hands down, I'll take Sandlot over Bagger Vance.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's too strong of a movie against it. Even though I gotta say, I really did enjoy Legend of Bagger Vance more than I thought I would. You know, I'm not the biggest golf fan, but as far as a movie, got some good actors in there. Matt Damon, Will Smith, Charlize Theron, and it's actually a pretty neat story. But yeah, Sandlot, like you said, it's just it's so quotable. You know, when you think about especially baseball in the summertime, it's got like a nostalgic feel to it. You know, as a kid, you know, to be a kid again, kind of thing. So yeah, I agree. I think Sandlot wins pretty easy in that one. All right, next up, we've got a couple of my favorites actually. He Got Game going up against Talladega Nights. Ricky Bobby. Shake and bake.
Shake and bake.
Steve, how do you see this one?
So it's funny. So it's kind of a surprise being as big a basketball fan that I am. I've never seen in its entirety He Got Game. I've seen pieces of it. Talladega Nights I've seen several times, and Talladega Nights is a classic, hilarious movie. But the purpose of this is sports movies. He Got Game is much more relevant. So obviously He Got Game is the better movie. But Talladega Nights, if you had a comedy bracket, Talladega Nights could be like the top 5 all-time comedy sports movie. Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable, especially the trophy wives. And she switches drivers because he's losing. It's unbelievable.
Praying to baby
Don't put that bad juju on me, Ricky Bobby. This one is another one that has a lot of quotes, and I'm gonna go on the limb here, and I'm gonna say this is gonna be a big upset. He Got Game is a good movie, but I think a lot of people are gonna follow Talladega Nights because it was hilarious. It got a lot of quotes like Sandlot, so I could see an upset being here, and He Got Game is gonna be out real early. So for me, it's upset alert on this one.
Yeah, that's a good take on it, actually. I think a lot more people would enjoy Talladega Nights. It's just a fun, stupid movie to laugh your ass off at. Mm-hmm. And, as great of a film as He Got Game is, it's definitely one of my top favorite sports movies. One of Spike Lee's best. But yeah, I still think I still probably, as far as sports, I enjoy He Got Game a little more. But I agree. I think it's definitely it definitely has upset written all over it. It's a very big possibility. All right, next up, got a big one. We got Rudy going up against Jerry Maguire. What do you guys think of this one?
This bracket is really good. These are two good classics. Jerry Maguire is a good one. But Rudy, I think I think Rudy's gonna take this one. I think I got Rudy on this one, hands down.
It's the classic underdog, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I like Jerry Maguire better. Again, Rudy, I don't think I've seen it in its entirety, but I may have. I mean, I've seen it. I just not the whole thing. I've seen it in pieces. Jerry Maguire, I've seen a bunch of times. I do enjoy Jerry Maguire more. But when I'm looking at the picture of it, though, Rudy is the better sports movie for sure. It's an underdog story. It's better. But Jerry Maguire, I mean, show me the money. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Yeah. I mean, one of the biggest movie quotes probably of all time, really. Show me the money. Everybody was saying that, like, forever once that came out. Yeah, I agree. Rudy is just it's one of those feel-good sports. It makes you think you can possibly do something. Maybe it's a little unrealistic, but it's a great story. It's heartfelt. But yeah, I think it's too strong going up against Jerry Maguire, as fun of a movie as that can be. All right, next up, actually, all right, so we have the program going against Bull Durham. I got to say before anything, I've been looking for the program. I really wanted to watch it. I've never seen it. I've heard of it. I've actually looked for it for a while because I hear a lot of great things about it.
Yeah.
And hopefully I could find it sometime soon. And I did just recently watch Bull Durham, actually, a couple of days ago for the first time. So how do you guys see this going?
So I have Bull Durham on VHS. I just want to point that out.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I do. I have that on my bookshelf. So Bull Durham, to me, hands down. I actually haven't seen the whole thing for the program, but again, Bull Durham is a classic. And baseball, there's something unique about baseball. Baseball, while the sport itself I think is kind of boring, it has a cultural impact. And that was an 80s icon, Bull Durham. I mean, it was literally one of the biggest movies in the 80s, not just a sports movie. I think the seed is way too low. To me, Bull Durham is actually a top seed. I think there's no debate here. Bull Durham is by far the winner here, and it's one of the best sports movies ever made. Probably a top 5, maybe top 3 baseball movie ever made. And the characters, I mean, you had Tim Robbins, Kevin Costner, Susan Sarandon, 3 of the best actors of that era were all in that movie. It was incredible.
So I've seen the program. As a classic that Bull Durham is, I have not seen all its entirety, the whole movie. But the program did make an impression on me. I remember the one scene that was there they had to take out when the guys were laying in the middle of the road and the cars were just passing right by them. So they had to take that scene out because the guys back then, they were doing the same thing and some kids died. So it's a good movie. I remember the program. I like the program. This is a tough one, to be honest. But I think the program, if the program wins it, it'll be close. If not, it'll be Bull Durham. But I'm going to stick with the program.
Funny enough, I think if I had seen the program, I'd probably like it more than Bull Durham. I don't know. I just have a feeling I would. Bull Durham, like I said, I watched for the first time a couple of days ago. And that was a good movie. It is a bit of oddly of like a romantic movie. It's got a little of everything. The acting is good. It's fun. And Steve, like you said, there is something about baseball movies. I feel like I don't think, I think a lot of people agree baseball isn't the most exciting sport, but yeah, they make some damn good movies for some reason. And so it's hard for me to say since I haven't seen both of them, but yeah, it's a good matchup though, from what I can tell. So I'm gonna go with Bull Durham only because I haven't seen the program. All right. Next up, we have one of my favorites, Little Giants, going up against Chariots of Fire. What do you guys think of this one?
I haven't seen Chariots of Fire. Little Giants is a great classic movie, so I'm going with Little Giants.
Same here. I haven't seen Chariots of Fire, and look, I'm a New York Giants fan anyway. And Little Giants is a classic movie. I believe it took place in New Jersey, if I remember correctly. So I'm almost positive it did. That's how the whole thing was, the Giants, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen it in a while, so of course Little Giants. Anything with the New York Giants in it. I mean, come on. Not that the New York Giants are in it, but still, it's meant to be the little New York Giants, effectively.
Yeah, definitely not the New York Giants, but they got some cool football players in there though. Bruce Smith, Emmett Smith, John Madden was in there. Yeah, I never saw Chariots of Fire either. Again, was trying to look for it. I think there are about 3 movies here total that I didn't watch, which is actually less than I thought it would be initially. And I tried to find them all, but couldn't find Chariots of Fire. It sounds like something I would like. Cool story, but yeah, Little Giants just such a classic for me. I think I've watched it a million times when I was little, when I was a kid. So yeah, I got to go with Little Giants. It's pretty easy for me. All right, so next up, we've got couple more. This is actually, yeah, I'm really liking this bracket, this part of the bracket. We have Miracle going up against Caddyshack. Yeah, two different movies, but 2 still very enjoyable movies. What do you guys think of this?
So I say Miracle. You have to look at the importance of the movie. I mean, Miracle was one of the greatest stories, right? The United States hockey team defeated the Soviet hockey team. Yeah. It meant so much more than the game. That was a cultural country thing. So to me, Caddyshack is good. I have no problem with it. But Miracle by far. I don't really think it's close, honestly.
I don't disagree. Miracle, for what's coming off of, is a good movie. But Caddyshack on its own is just a classic within its own right. And I think because it holds that merit of being a classic, I think that will propel it over Miracle, no matter how close to reality and based on true story that is. And it was a good story, great story, great underdog story. I just think Caddyshack, with its merit of being a classic comedy, is going to propel it over Miracle.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, Paul. As much as I initially, I love Miracle. Miracle, I mean, it's just an amazing story, obviously, of what really happened, and it's recreated really well. But Caddyshack is that, it is so classic. It's I can watch it like anytime. You could pop it on and just have some good laughs, some good classic laughs. Bill Murray, one of his, like, I don't know if it's like his first role or something. It's one of his first film roles. And, the groundskeeper with the gopher, that itself is just, it's hilarious. Yeah, I think this could potentially, the way it's seated, it kind of goes back to like what you were saying about Talladega Nights. I think this just piques the interest of a lot more people and find it more enjoyable of a film. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with Caddyshack in there too. All right, next up, we've got Cinderella Man going up against The Replacements.
I'm passionate about this one.
That's a tough one.
I don't think The Replacements was that good a movie. I know you guys may disagree with me, but I think it was good in a sense. But there's different levels of movies, right? There's a movie that's a good movie that's fun to watch. You watch it, you like it, it's cool, and that's what The Replacements was to me. Cinderella Man is a classic. And look, I'm much more of a football person than a boxing person. So putting that aside, though, I mean, Cinderella Man, the story of James Braddock, it's unbelievable. And I mean, it's being from northern New Jersey. I mean, You think about, I think he was from Hoboken, if I'm not mistaken. It was Great Depression. He was poor, or he's from North Bergen, one of those towns.
North Bergen, yeah. He was Bergen. Yeah.
And I mean, it was an icon. The way he came in, the way he won, the way he was struggling financially, that's on a different level than The Replacements. There's one thing being a fun movie, and then there's being a movie that's a classic. And it's no contest, in my opinion.
I agree. The Replacements, it's a funny movie to watch. It's great, but it's not the same like Talladega Nights or Caddyshack.
Right.
It's not on that same level. Cinderella Man was a good movie. I would agree. I would say Cinderella Man takes this one because Replacement is a good movie, but you can't say it's better than Cinderella Man in this aspect. So I agree. Cinderella Man on this one.
Yeah, the Replacements definitely wasn't going to win an Academy Award. It's definitely just not at that level. It just is one of those fun, stupid movies. Watching them all sing the "I Will Survive" on Prison and do the dance on the field, and just coming. It is just fun to watch and laugh at. But yeah, I agree with you guys. Cinderella Man is just it's too strong, especially it being a true story about Braddock from Jersey. He's just one of the more iconic guys in boxing. From especially that era during the Great Depression. It's amazing. So strong film. I'm going with Cinderella Man as well. All right, and now the last two. We've got 42, the movie 42, going up against Above the Rim.
This is tough. I haven't seen 42. I have not seen that movie. I saw Above the Rim the other night, and as much as I enjoyed it when I was a kid, and for its time frame when it was made, it was a good movie, but I don't think it will hold its own with 42 and what 42 stands for. Mm-hmm. So even though I haven't seen 42, knowing what it stands for, I think 42 will win Above the Rim on this one.
So to me, I think this is no contest. Obviously, I'm a sucker for baseball movies, but 42 is a little different. You said the story of Jackie Robinson is arguably the greatest story in baseball. And the fact that what he was able to do, the barriers that he broke, and the fact that he came in, he had a success, and he changed the game. I mean, think about every single team in the league has number 42 retired. I mean, just think about the magnitude of what Jackie Robinson means to baseball. And the movie itself was good. It's interesting. I didn't think it was good on the level of some movies that you see in terms of the quality of the movie, but the storyline was unbelievable. I mean, it was true thumb paralleled. I mean, 42 should not be an 8 seed, but of course 42 is not even a contest.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a no-brainer. I did just watch Above the Rim for the first time in a long time because it was on Netflix, so they were finding that pretty easy a couple nights ago, and it's Above the Rim. It's a good classic, 90s movie. It's got for the 90s, it's got a cool feel to it. Good actors, cool little story, but it's just I don't think it can measure up to 42 and what it represents. And Jackie Robinson was just obviously so huge for baseball. So with that being said, I see it as no contest at all. I think 42 wins that pretty easily. All right, so that's it. That wraps it up for our part of the bracket, Jawbreaker. So everybody watching, just make sure you go out there. We'll be posting this up, posting the brackets up for everyone to make their choices. Who they think is going to move on to the next round. Be nice to see maybe some upsets in there. Make sure make your voice be heard. All right. So all right, nice talking to you guys.
Yes, sir. Thanks
Later.
for having us.
Everybody be safe. Take care.
Have a good one, guys.
Peace out.